Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. I just want to document that Joe Rogan, on his most recent podcast, introduced Gematria to his audience, something he's never before talked about. In his 949th episode, the introduction of Gematria, let's listen to Joe Rogan in his own words. He's talking about the Bible and laws from the Old Bible, the Old Testament, such as not eating pork. And he ends up making a point about how Hebrew was a numerical language and things have been lost in translation. Let's listen to Joe Rogan in his own words, and then I want to expand on what he shared. Here we go.
Reasons why they had laws, and it makes sense, but the real issue, again, is the translation. It was the ancient Hebrew version of the Bible. Ancient Hebrew, the words also double as numbers. Like, do you know that letters are numbers in ancient Hebrew?
Yeah, right.
Their alphabet, they don't have numbers. So the letter A is also the number 1. So words have numerical value, like the word God and the word love. They have the same numerical value. All that was lost in translation when they translated it to Latin, Greek, and eventually English.
All right, so let's pause right there. In Hebrew, the word God has a numerical value of 26. The English alphabet is 26 letters, and using the alphabetic order, the word God sums to 26. G is the 7th letter, O the 15th, D the 4th, God 26, just like in Hebrew. The Hebrew alphabet was 22 letters. The original Greek alphabet that the New Testament was written in was 26 letters, just like English. And that Greek alphabet was also based in numbers. So this practice of coding numbers into words is known as Gematria, spelled just like this, Gematria. Gematria sums to 74, just like English sums to 74. And Joe didn't share how English is based on a numerical system, but it absolutely is. Gematria is a Jewish practice. Freemasonry is based in Jewish history, the Old Testament, Solomon's Temple. Masonic, word for masonry, Freemasonry, familiar with Gematria in its higher ranks. Think about this nation. Independence Day is July 4th. English-speaking nation, the United States of America, a nation established by Jewish bankers and many of the founders Freemasons. Holiday 74. When I began teaching Gematria, when I began learning about Gematria, I knew the method that I'm showing you now, the alphabetic order. There's another relevant method called English reduction, and that's where you use the laws of numerology. Holiday was 74. In English reduction, it's 38 because you turn each letter to a single digit. H is the 8th letter, so it stays 8. O is the 15th letter, but instead of 15, it's 1 plus 5 equals 6. So make each letter a single digit, add the word. Holiday sums to 38 with the alphabetic order 74. These two methods will always have the same numerology no matter what word you spell, meaning the two number values will break down to the same digits. 74 is 7 plus 4 equals 11. 11 is 1 plus 1 equals 2. 38, same thing. 3 plus 8, 11. 1 plus 1, 2. Look at what the gematria is of Independence Day using this reduction method. Independence Day is 74. How about alphabetic order? Also 74. And notice the gematria of 137. 137 is the 33rd prime number. The 33rd prime number. The word order alone has gematria of 33. Now check this out. In addition to these two methods, you can do the exact same thing but running the alphabetic order backwards. Instead of A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, you run the alphabetic order backwards. So Z is 1, up to A is 26. Watch this. If you write out the first 6 letters of the alphabet, they have reverse reduction gematria of 33. And if I can remember the last 6 letters, the last 6 letters of the alphabet, which are U, V, W, X, Y, Z, also have this gematria of 33. And one more time, I want to write that out. Notice also the gematria of 141. That was the same with the last 6 letters. Watch what happens when we write out 33. 33. 33, very special number to Freemasonry, very special number to we human beings that have 33 vertebrae in our back. Look down at your keyboard. The home row is A, S, D, F, G, H, J, K, L. You learned about in typing class, known as the spine of the keyboard. If you type in those letters, it sums to 33. Kind of like the 33 vertebrae you have in your back as a person. The word people is 33. The word person is 33. The word society is 33. Again, order 33. Masonry is 33. Secrecy 33. Special number. Christopher Columbus, CC 33, was paid for by the Catholic Church to sail the ocean blue and discover the Americas. He thought he was in India. Americas 33, discovered by CC. C's the third letter. He called the people here Indian. This is all bullshit history by the numbers, which is what we have going on in this nation from the start up to the present. And, knowledge is power. You learn this language of Gematria. You can see through the propaganda and lies of history in record time. Our whole nation has been built by this numerical code. So when Joe Rogan introduces Gematria and says it was just in Hebrew, he's selling his audience short, because I bet you anything, somehow, some way, I had a little influence on him sharing this. Joe Rogan's employed by this Zionist cartel that keeps this knowledge secret, so he can probably only say so much. But Joe, if you want to be a little more bold, if you want to have on yours truly as a guest, I would be happy to share with your audience so much about this Gematria knowledge. It is undeniable that the English language is built on this numerical system. Look at the Gematria of English language in reverse reduction, 74. Another one, it's a numerical language. Numerical language, 74. Full reduction. And none of this is arbitrary. You get to the Bible, this number is coded all over the Bible. Jesus, 74. Cross, 74. Gospel, 74. Messiah, 74. Parable 74, and so much more. If you write out 42 as a word, it has Gematria of 74. That's interesting because the original Bibles are 42-line Bibles, and there's 42 generations to Jesus. 42, 74, Jesus 74. Again, the New Testament begins with the 42 generations to Jesus. The New Testament begins with the Gospel. New Testament 42. Not to mention the New Testament ends with the 66th book of the Bible. All of this is math. Our whole language is based on mathematics. And these numbers, they have a lot of real-world significance. If you're new here, I got thousands of videos to check up on. So Joe Rogan, thank you for introducing the Gematria. But next time, you got to share with your audience the English connection, because that's what your audience speaks, not Hebrew. All right, truth seeker. Until next time.